Alright, we're continuing on with our pre-assessment. This is from the appendix. This is A.4 and it's on page A43. Let's get started with problem number 20. Alright, we have x squared minus 25 over 5 minus x. And we're trying to simplify these rational expressions. So to do that, we're going to factor and cancel what we can. At the top, we would have x plus 5, x minus 5 all over. And then be really careful. Let's switch this. The x, though, is negative, and the 5 is positive. So it doesn't look exactly like above. So let's do this little trick that you saw if you were in Pre-AP Algebra 2, and now you're going to see it again in Pre-AP Pre-Cal. We're going to factor out the negative in the bottom. So we have x plus 5, x minus 5, excuse me, and then you have at the bottom a negative on the outside, x minus 5. You subtract the negative. So now you can cancel your x minus 5 with your x minus 5, and you end up with a negative x plus 5. And x cannot equal 5 because it would have created a 0 there in the denominator. So that is your answer. Okay, let's look at 23. 23, we have y squared minus 7y plus 12. And we're going to over y squared plus 3y minus 18. Alright, here we go. Let's factor and see what we can get rid of. So at the top, we would factor a y and a y. We need to multiply to 12, add to negative 7. I believe that would be 3 and 4. Both would be negative. Then on the bottom, we are going to also do y and y. And multiply to negative 18, add to 3. That would be 3 and 6. 6 would be positive. The 3 would be negative. Alright, before we write our factors, before we do our simplification, let's write our restrictions. The x values could not be 3, and they could not be negative 6. Now, your book sometimes only lists the restrictions for anything that is canceled. I like to go ahead and list all my restrictions right up front. We are going to cancel the x minus 3, and we end up with y minus 4 over y plus 6 with the restriction that x is not able to equal 3 or negative 6. Alright, moving on. Number 37. Number 37, we're multiplying rational expressions. We have r over r minus 1, and we're multiplying r squared minus 1 over r squared. And no, you may not cancel the r squared at the top and the r squared at the bottom. The r squared at the top is connected to another piece of information, minus 1. It is a connection, so that is one term at the top. So you got to be really, really, really careful. I'm sorry, those are two terms, but they're connected, so you can't take them separately. All right, let's factor what we can. At the top, we have an r, and then r squared minus 1 is a perfect square. We have r plus 1, r minus 1. All over r minus 1, and then r squared. Well, the r minus 1s are going to go out, but notice that was the denominator, so I'm going to go ahead and write my restriction over here. X cannot be 1 or 0. Alright, and then what's going to happen? We have an r and an r squared, so that r can go out, and this square would just become a 1. So you end up with r, not 6. Can't read my own writing. You end up with r plus 1 over r. R plus 1 over r with that restriction of 0 and 1. Alright, 39. 39, we have t squared plus t minus 6. Oops. Looks like it's t squared minus t minus 6 over t squared plus 6t plus 9. And in this case, we're going to multiply again with t plus 3 over t squared minus 4. This is all coming right out of your book. It's the pre-assessment worksheet I gave you the other day. Alright, so we're going to factor and see what we can cancel. So let's go ahead and set up the factors on this side. And we're going to multiply, and we're going to say we can factor the bottom. and the top looks pretty simplified. All right, let's get started. So at the top, right here, we have t squared minus t equals 6, so we have t and t. That fills your t squared. And then you want to multiply to 6 and add to negative 1. So we've done that before. That would be a 3 and a 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 and 2. And that's going to be, you want it to add to negative 6. So only one can be negative, and you want it to total to the middle number. We're going to say then, we're going to multiply to that largest number, 6, and we want to add basically to a negative number. So the closer we get to 0 is probably the better. So 3 and 2, we have a positive 3 and a negative 2, or a positive 3 and a negative 2. Let's do that. That works. At the bottom, we have t and t, and then you multiply to 9 and add to 6. That's pretty easy. That would be 3 times 3 would be 6. I believe still that you have to have a classroom set up to be able to solve all this. At the top, you have t plus 3, and at the bottom, you have a difference of squares. It would be t. Oops. It would be t plus 2, t minus 2. Alright, so cancel what you can. You have a t minus 2 with a t minus 2, a t plus 3 with a t plus 3, a t plus 2, which I don't think I get, and you have t plus 3 over t plus 3. I'm not liking something about this problem. I want to just stop for a minute. I think I'm too tired and didn't write something down right. So let's just start over on that one. I apologize. I don't normally do that, but I think I maybe have written the problem incorrectly. Let's look. So we have t squared minus t minus 6. We have t squared plus 6t plus 9. And we're going to multiply by t plus 3 over t squared minus 4. Alright, let's just factor one at a time. At the top, you have t and t. Multiply to negative 6, add to negative 1. That would be a negative 3 and a positive, 2. In the bottom, we also have simple 1t and t. And we need to multiply to 9 and add to 6. That's plus 3 plus 3. Okay, and now we're going to multiply by t plus 3 over t squared minus 4. Over t squared minus 4. Alright, so we have a t plus 3 cancel with a t plus 3. T squared minus 4 is the same as t plus 2, t minus 2. Alright, sorry. So we have a t plus 2 with a t plus 2. We have a t minus, a t plus, and a t minus. So, looks like to me that we're going to have to combine that. So, we have t minus 3 over t plus 3 times t minus 2 times t original. Okay, so at the top we have t minus 3. At the bottom, we're going to cancel some things. Okay, and over here at the bottom, of course, we have t minus 2, t plus 2. And we need to make sure we keep everybody straight. So when we do that, okay, so when you simplify, then you get a t minus 3 over a t plus 3 times a t minus 2. And you can go ahead and list your restriction that t could not equal negative 3 nor negative 2. There you go. Go Bearcats. Next problem is number 40. Okay, next problem is number 40. We have x squared plus xy plus 2y squared. We have